So what'd you just tell me, Donnie?
I said, you know, you're a Tesla fanboy. Whenever you see SC in the paper, you think supercharger, not South Carolina.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you guys playing? Are you playing? Nighttime, the little black cat on the right is exercising the older cat on the left. And yes, they are absolutely just playing. Are you cleaning your wheels, Donnie?
Yes, ma'am. All nice and sticky.
Cool. Thank you, Donnie.
You're welcome.
So Johnny told Mr. Don that he wants him to pick him up in Sapphire this afternoon. So in order for that to happen, that means that Michelle and I have to shop in Ruby today, which is fine because I'm, you know, still most comfortable in Ruby because I'm used to driving her more. But I will be taking Sapphire into town myself later in the week on a school run, just not today.
Yeah, well, some little girls got to stay home and do housework.
Huh?
But some of them girls got to stay home like Sapphire, do housework. Put up with me.
Hey, buddy, you should be able to get in. Good morning, Ruby. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, pretty girl.
Thanks for shining up my ride.
Yes, sir. Me and my California Duster. So, Johnny, don't forget, buddy, I'm picking you up from school.
Okay.
In Sapphire.
Woo! Look at that sky color this morning. I bet it was really pretty a few minutes ago, but we didn't leave the house till 6:40 a.m. today. We're technically borderline late. Oh, look at that green truck, Johnny.
You know what? We got that on the dash.
I have no idea why I'm so awake this morning, but I am. And poor Johnny, who's being a really good sport about it. But instead of listening to our book, I'm listening to my 200-mile-per-hour music. Buddy, have a good day.
You too, Mom. I love you.
Yep. Bye-bye. Now look, I am not anti-Android, despite what you might think, because I have an iPhone. But I am upset about this particular Galaxy S6 phone and how it's working. I'm in Pokemon Go. I'm stopped over here by Goodberries in Garner. And I have already reset Johnny's phone one time. And maybe it settled down here a little bit, but it's basically switching his location all over the place. I have no idea where he is right now, but he's not where I am. He switched about 5 or 6 times. And I can't sort it out. I can't figure out how to make it stop doing this. Yeah, I don't know where it thinks he is, but he is not where I'm at. So let's see. If I come over here and I close out Pokemon Go and let's go into Google Maps. And where does it think I am right now? Thinks I'm in Cary. Thinks I'm at Northwest Cary Parkway over in Silver Cliff. So that's got to be 20 miles from here. I mean, it's just not where I am. And I don't know why it's doing this. You can see the gauge, the output here for the regen battery consumption for the Model X. Whenever I take my foot off the accelerator, you'll see that it goes green and I get energy put back into the battery, and then when I take off pretty good, you'll see it goes orange and I take energy out of the battery, and there's a scale there in kilowatts, so I have some point of reference. This is what we were talking about yesterday in the difference between the output on the Model 3 and the output in the Model X. I guess I don't dislike the line on the Model 3. I understand there's a little less space to work with. Just wish they would add a scale to it. Also, I think the line needs to be just a little bit thicker since it's over there to the right and you might be trying to look at it while you're driving just to sort of see. Just a little thicker. I'm back home now and I definitely noticed that Don has blown all of the debris off the driveway. It looks so good. He even did the cul-de-sac. It just looks great. Thanks, Donnie. So not only did Don blow the driveway, but he says he cleaned Sapphire's wheels for the first time.
Yeah. I was very somewhat surprised to find out that the rear wheels had more brake dust on them than the front wheels did. That is not the case with Ruby. Ruby, I would say I could skip a day easy on Ruby and you would never notice the rear wheels. I mean, I could do the front wheels and not do the back and skip a day. And I have done that in the past because the back on Ruby, the wheels don't get that much.
And Ruby is a 100D. She's a dual motor.
Right, it's dual motor. So there's some, you know, I've talked about, I can feel a difference in the way the regen performs. So there is certainly something going on with the regen that like that. So I don't know all the ins and outs, and I'll continue to watch. But right now I would actually say the rear had more brake dust than the front.
And you know Don's going to notice where the brake dust goes.
That's right.
Far in our video watching this morning as we wanted to, Miker came up, and then after Miker was
Tesla.
Yeah, I won Tesla, and I'm like, no, you can't watch them while I'm gone. You'll have to wait till later. So Don's putting up one of his Speedy Feet videos, which are great videos, and I don't mind them being on in the background, but I can live without that. I cannot live without the couple of Tesla videos. So Michelle has bad news for me.
Yeah.
She can't go to lunch and she can't go to Apex. She's got housewife issues. A broken garage door, serious. She wants to get her car in the garage later. I guess she needs to let the guy come and put. She said, what? She say a new rail. I'm thinking new spring.
Don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
I need a wife like Michelle to fix stuff, get stuff fixed. I'd have to be out there fixing the garage door.
She called the guy to come fix it.
Well, you know.
So this morning was the first morning you had to use the pin to move Ruby. What did you think?
Yeah, it was like I jumped in the car and, you know, put your water bottle up, put the camera up, put my foot, open the garage door, put my foot, close the door, all that stuff, and hit the
shifter.
And it was like nothing. It didn't give me no beeps. It didn't give me no errors. I mean, it was lit up. And I was like, I looked over on the MCU and it had the touchpad. I was like, oh, the pin. So I typed in the pin and hit go, and then the car just lit up. I mean, the rest of the lights came on, and it's like, no problem at all. So I guess I'm okay with it. I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, it took all of extra like 5 seconds. It did take me like 2 to 3 seconds to figure out what's going on. But now that I know, I don't see it being a big issue.
We're still evaluating. Oh, you got something for me too, but it's your birthday.
It's the your stuff from last week.
Oh, okay. Here you go, sweetie.
Oh, thank you.
In this box.
Oh my God, thank you. Let me open up my
All right, let me put this stuff away back over here too. Oh, look, I know it's a book, but it is a mermaid book, and it is a super cute mermaid book.
It is. And there's pictures and small, you know, big print, but small literature.
It's a joke with Michelle about the reading thing. Y'all know she's really smart and can read anything she wants to read. It's just, you know.
I wait for the movie to come out.
Right, exactly.
Oh my God.
Those have to be the spookiest candles, Halloweenish candles I have ever seen.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, Day of the Dead, sort of like Mardi Gras looking almost.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Love them.
She knew about this from 3 months ago, but hopefully she forgot.
I forgot. A mermaid voodoo doll.
That one's really for Ariel, I swear, but it's another mermaid book, so it had to go in your bag.
She's beautiful.
She told Michelle this gift is laughable, like she's going to be out driving a bike.
Yeah. Belle used it at home. John, I need a drink. Ariel, come on, take your dog out.
Now this is a local artisan gift, a little spoon that's bent on the side, so the mermaid, she sits on the side of your teacup in case you need to stir.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to keep that from Ariel.
So I had to get her a card fitting for a Tesla Diva.
I can never forget the birthday of someone as
Special as you.
Why, it would be like forgetting my own. Oh, bling out on your day.
That's right, bling out.
I did wear
Actually, she blung out about 5 days ago. Had a lucky find.
Oh, yes, I did.
Really enjoying seeing the fall decor out because it makes me think of cool temperatures, and I like this turkey. So they have all the Harry Potter books today, hardcover, dust jacket. They're $1 a piece. Ariel's missing a few. We're filling out her collection. Look what I found. To be clear, that's me supporting my guys' team. Good old Bama boy. It's not fair she has to go adult for a while instead of going to have lunch with me. It's just not fair. Bye.
Bye, honey.
So I'm on my way to Guardian Angel Apex, and guess what? Over here in Apex, it's rained today. Wow. The road is still wet. I found a few things in there today, but I'm just going through everything way too fast. I'm going to be home so early because there's nobody to talk to today. It's just a bummer. I picked up my Michelle butterfly that was mounted inside a clear plexiglass frame. She'll really like that. I'm up on the hill, but not in my normal spot. Too many people parked in my normal spot today. It's been a pretty routine shopping trip today here at Whole Foods, including my visit of the bakery case to look at the cool cupcakes. Well, Dawn did pick up Johnny and Sapphire, and they're home, so they should be hopping out here to help me get the groceries in the house. That would be appreciated. There's my boy. Hey buddy, how are you?
Very good, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. How's homework looking tonight?
It's looking okay.
Not too bad. So what'd you think getting picked up in Sapphire?
It was fun.
Yeah, it was? Yeah, did you get your book bag in the back okay? No problems?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Glad to hear it.
So, in our effort to sort out the phone access to Sapphire, my phone died. The battery ran down a little while ago, and I plugged it into the charger and charged it up. I booted the phone up. I have not signed in to Android. So whatever is active on my phone is whatever comes up on Android without you signing in after a power on. I don't know if it's going to open the car or not, but we're going to find out. I do expect Bluetooth to be on, but there's like no watcher.
Right, well you haven't, well that's promising.
That's promising. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it did that is pretty much...
Now you know you can get in.
Yeah, but I have, the Tesla app is not up on my phone.
Okay.
I have it.
You didn't restart it.
I did not restart it. Now, Android may remember my active apps or something. I've never bothered to look at it to see, but basically I'm very pleased that this thing came up with no no intervention.
I'll have to test the iPhone later. My iPhone was carried into the house.
Yeah, her phone's in the
and
house.
My
and I don't have
purse is in Ruby, which is out in the driveway, so it's nowhere. The key card is nowhere near here to either.
I do have a new pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, I found Don a pretty nice brand new pair of UVA, UVB, shock resistant sunglasses for 50 cents at Guardian Angel today, baby. So he's got him a new pair of glasses.
A new pair, that's right. And I pulled her up a little further this time than last time.
Well, from my perspective, it doesn't matter, but
right.
She's looking pretty.
Oh, she just locked, so that should answer the question that there is no, I mean, I've walked away from the car. There is no other phone or card or anything out here.
That wasn't very far away, but I do get it, I guess. Yeah. So Johnny drew my attention to this cicada.
Who's alive, by the way?
Yep, Johnny was trying to get him off the asphalt, but he doesn't seem to want to fly off right now. He's a big boy. We're in Sapphire for, let's just say, another trip into downtown Raleigh tonight. It's going on 6 p.m. And Don just said, can you help me get the chime for the speed limit on? It's not chiming when I'm over the speed limit. I'm used to it. So I found it's under autopilot and then the advanced or the settings wheel. And it looks pretty similar to what we see on Ruby. So I went from display to chime. I went from 0 over to 5 over. I went to early for forward collision warning. It defaults to medium, and I turned on lane departure warning. Automatically emergency braking was already on. We presently have about 184 miles of range. We were completely charged to 80% this morning, and on this car, Don says that's about 248 miles. On Ruby, that's about 235 miles. So, all I'm trying to say is Don's gone into downtown Raleigh one time today, and we still got tons left. And we got plenty to go into downtown Raleigh and back again.
So, regenerative braking is more aggressive on the Model 3, at least the dual motors. When you take your foot off the accelerator, the car slows down. And it actually slows down quicker than a normal, like there's a traffic light and you take your foot off the accelerator to coast. It will actually slow down faster than you would if you had a normal ICE car and you were using the brake pedal. You would probably take longer to stop than what the regen braking. So what that means is you can modulate the braking, the regenerative a little bit to have the car stop right behind the car in front of you. In Ruby, that was very difficult to do because the regen lets up when you get going very slow. So the permanent magnet motor, I believe, allows it to regen longer at a significant rate at lower speed, so that you can basically stop the car by regenerating. Although I have to say, in most cases, I do have to tap the brake just that last 3 feet. But it's actually, Ruby, I have to tap it more. I have to tap it the last 10 feet. So there is a difference, and it's a positive difference in my opinion.
We've got Sapphire Street parked here, and Don said when we were getting out, no self-presenting doors means no worries when street parked about the door accidentally opening. So, you know, pros and cons, pros and cons. So we were there to watch the Junior National Beta Club and just the National Beta Club inductions. That means middle schoolers and high schools who have been on the honor roll for 3 consecutive quarters. So that was good to see. Some of the kids that I had worked with over at the school last year were inducted tonight, and it was, you know, really good to see their achievement. Model 3, wave at them. Wow, night mode on the Model 3 is a really dark screen. Look what arrived, the new dash cam, yay! So we have TeslaPai set up for both Ruby, which has been set up since about a month after ownership, and Sapphire, which Dawn was really on the spot there and set it up even before we drove home from Tesla. So it provides us the opportunity to go in and do some comparisons between what's going on with our two Teslas. Pictured here is Sapphire on the left. You'll notice the little icon does sort of look like a Model 3, and Ruby over here on the right. And because of our atypical driving today, we kind of have a unique opportunity to do a very direct comparison on a given day where the temperature and the mileage and stuff is all similar. Us taking Sapphire back into Raleigh for a second time today, it just gave us some good numbers to look at. So Don's going to explain in a little more detail.
Yeah, so it turned out, because I had to make 2 trips into downtown Raleigh. Well, one was to pick up Johnny, and the other one was to attend an event at the school tonight. I drove Sapphire 81.94 miles. But Marianne, in her one trip this morning to take Johnny to school, plus the trip up to Apex and then on to Cary for grocery shopping, she drove 83.3 miles in Ruby. Well, the big notice is I used 100.39 miles, rated miles used, and so my efficiency worked out to be 81.62. So I basically, let's just say I drove quick. Marianne, she was much more efficient. She, of 83 miles, rated miles used was only 91.72. So her efficiency was over 90%, 90.82 to be exact. The drive time was a little different, but again, that gets back to, like I said, I was driving very quick. I used 22.1 kilowatt hours. Marianne used 28.52. So again, the efficiency is the ratio of rated miles to actual miles. It really is has no kilowatt hour component, but the watts per mile is the kilowatt hour component. In the case for me, I did 270 watts per mile. Marianne took 342 watts per mile. So that's almost, well, exactly 72 watts per mile more for Marianne than me. And so that meant that even though we drove very close the number of miles, it only cost $1.55 for electricity for me, since I only used 22 kilowatts. And Marianne, it cost an even $2 because she used 28.5 kilowatts. And the temperatures, Marianne, when she left home this morning, it was a little cooler. And I basically drove in the heat of the day when it was 90 degrees. But most of her actual time was also quite warm, because she was gone until approximately 4:30 this afternoon.
I'll just add 2 more things. Teslafy lets you put in what your cost of your electricity is, and since we only charge time of use off peak, Dawn has 6 point something, 7 cents something in there. So that's how it's calculating the total cost, because it knows what our electricity cost is here at the house. And the other thing I want to say is twice today I turned air conditioning on when I got out of the car. You know, in the X, I can just say keep climate on. I can put it in camper mode. And I did that at Guardian Angel Apex, and I also did that at Whole Foods. And so both of those stops were about an hour. I had it at like 79 degrees on a 3 fan speed or something. So mine also does clock in some extra cooling of the car. I always keep the car really cool on days when I'm putting groceries in there and I've got a 30-minute drive to the house.